How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the video. Lionheart Gaming here, coming back at you with more Hunting Simulator 2. If this video helps you at all, please feel free to drop a like, subscribe, check out my content where I highlight more of this particular game as well as others. I always like to start highlighting the lodge in this game. I highlight quite a few things in this video as far as how to go about hunting and the different types of animals that this game spawns out for you to hunt. If you take a look here, we have the big bear, we've got the red fox, so the grizzly, the red fox are already mounted. I've played this game for a couple months now. And I've been able to acquire majority of the game that is available. There's a few animals that I still have yet to achieve. I think one is a mule deer. One I acquired in this video, actually, the snowshoe hare. I hadn't not yet, I believe, shot one. So when I got one in this video, I ended up trophying it, so you'll see that. But yeah, the lodge is really cool. Here's my prize boar that sits above the lodge hearth. You can see there the gold. Notice the gold outline. So the animals, they all have different attributes. They can tell you whether or not they're quality based on the kill, how far, the distance, the type of ammunition, and if it's a clean kill. Here are the different companions, the dogs. So you have your hound. Barker is my name for my hound, Chase for a pointer. They go after the smaller animals, and the hound will track the bigger animals, and then McGrabber is my retriever. If you're just starting out, I highly recommend getting a retriever. I think you start with $5,000 or credits. I would start with a retriever and with a waterfowl shotgun, because in this game you can easily get credits through licensed ducks and geese. That's where you make your bread and butter. You always want to try to get as many licenses as possible, so that way you can hunt what the game does provide to you. It's kind of like nature in that regard. It'll just spawn whatever, and hopefully you have the ability to hunt it. There's my prize elk. If you've been following, you know I have a video out on that kill. There's a great story behind that. I highly recommend you checking that out if you have not. There's links to it in the description, I believe. Here's my bobcat, the coyote. So yeah, we've got quite a few. There's quite a few empty plaques as well, as you can see here. Again, in this video, what we're going to highlight is the hunting capabilities and the different animals that are in the first two areas. The first ones in Colorado are the Roosevelt Forest and the Pawnee Meadows. Now, again, for beginners, I highly recommend the Pawnee Meadows. Here you can see all the different licenses for each of the different areas. I highly recommend, again, you invest in those. You can, I believe you originally you get to choose one license that you can have infinite amount of. Now, I was kind of originally choosing the duck or the goose as my choice, but then I decided to change that and went with the more expensive kill, such as the moose. I wish I probably would have been better off choosing the duck or the goose. I highly recommend that, again, because you're going to be using that much more than you would a moose. But I chose the moose because it's the most expensive. I figure it's not going to cost me anything to replace that license. In any event, these are the different weapons. Again, I would start with a shotgun. A rifle is what's needed to take down the bigger game. It's all based on the caliber. Each of them will, if you toggle the info with the triangle button, will indicate what kind of ammunition they provide. Or you can choose, I should say. You do have to choose one type when you purchase the firearm. So it's not like it can be interchangeable. There you see one that's got 5 different ones. I would recommend that. That's what I started with there, the 85. And that thing has worked out well for just about every kill. And I also chose the bigger of the caliber weapon. The bows are good as well. The bows are good if you want to get into like the bobcats or the coyotes or a cougar or something smaller in that regard. Pheasants, very good with the bow. Once I had enough money, that's where I went. I got standard bow. I think it's like 1,800, 2,200 credits. On this day, you see here, I have 14,666 credits, and I actually purchased this wind powder here. I have not yet used it, so I wanted to go ahead and experience that. I typically just hunt down upwind of the animal. If the animal is moving in a direction, I just circle around it. And here we have scent killer spray. This is another mandatory item, so I just upgraded that. I think I only had single shots of that, so I try to use that whenever I can. Here's something stupid. I just bought a hat and a couple other clothing items that shows the different things that you can buy for different areas, particularly for heat and for temperature elements. But again, if you haven't picked up this game, I highly recommend it. You can hunt with your dogs, as you'll see here shortly. I'm getting ready to head out. It's a great game for managing and teaching hunting skills, because it has a lot of the things that are applicable in real life. It's really a great simulator per se. So you can see here we have the different calls. They work fairly well if you use them in the right areas and the right application. I'll do another video later on in depth on that. I've been able to get a couple animals over to my area in using a stand and some calls, and it's been effective. But yeah, here we go. I believe we're getting ready to head out and check out the first area of our expedition today. Is going to be Pawnee Meadows. Pawnee Meadows, and this location is known for a lot of duck and geese. Like I said, there's 3 ponds. It's a great area to start off with in order to get all the licenses and to be able to upgrade your firearm and the like. This is where I would recommend any beginner start with a retriever. Now here you see the specialty gun there you can get if you hunt one of every animal in the game. Right now I believe I am only 2 away from that gun. Mule deer and a cougar, I believe, is what I need currently. So let's take a look here. Right away when I spawn in, see I got a couple elk. So that's one of the things, once I got my rifle, this is how I kind of hunt now, is when I come into a lobby, what I'll do is I'll look at the horizon with my rifle and see if there's anything already spawned. So here we already have 2 elk. They're going to be trying to make their way over to the water, and my strategy here is to utilize the tree line. If you see this tree line in between myself and the target, I'm circling around it to keep the tree line in between us. So the tree line's to the left right now. There we go. And I get my dog with me so that way he's not going to spook the animal. I'm also looking at the other hillside to see if there's anything over in that area. Nothing in that area, so I'm going to make my way back towards this tree line. So that's going to be the area in which I hide and shelter from the animal so I can make my kill shot. Thanks again for watching. If you find any of this video helpful, feel free to drop a like, a subscribe, or a comment. And I will be definitely adding more content as time permits.
Come along.
Alright, so now what I like to do is definitely make sure my dog does not spook anything. So I'll tell my dog to stay right here. And actually, speaking of spooking, I actually end up spooking the first elk. I don't know how. Maybe he saw the glimmer off the scope, but here's number 1. And there, right away, he starts running in the opposite direction. Right away. So I don't know what happened there, if he saw my scope or if the reflection got him, but he's gone. He's done. There's no way I'm going to take that shot at this point. So I'm kind of looking around. Right there, I just saw something peek through that little brush, and oh, there's a second one. So I'm going to take the shot through this cross area. That's a hit. You notice the red crosshairs, that's a hit. That's a miss. So there was nothing on that one. So the second one missed. The first one was a hit. And we're just going to watch him here through the crosshairs. and down he goes. So the first shot, it was a kill shot. So the first shot was actually the one that hit him right through, it looked like the neck area. So right there is a clear example of how you want to use sight lines. Try to use the hillside, obviously higher ground. It's always best. The higher caliber weapon for the bigger game. Try to take the clean shot all the way through. Aim for an organ if you can. In this video, I don't really highlight those things too well. So yeah, I'm kind of rushed a little bit in this video, but I do take the shots when I can, when I think they can be effective. Let's put it that way. So right here, I just checking back, making sure there's no other game around me. I got the clean kill right here. I always try to let my dog find it, so that way they can build up their expertise, because they do have stats themselves, and you'll see that later in the game also with the hound that I have. There's the elk. Gives you the stats on it. Wasn't as good as the trophy elk, I don't believe, but we'll check that when we go back. Hey, there's the second one. Look at that. Pow! There's one shot on him. That turned red. And he's already hurt, and there's the second shot. He's down. So right away, we got 2 elk. Right off the bat. Logging in. Pays off dividends. Okay, it looks like here we're gonna have ourselves an encounter. It looks like a coyote. So this is gonna be a challenging encounter. I'll go through it with you. We actually don't end up getting the coyote, but this will show you a little bit how difficult it can be to hunt with a bow, because that is what you need for the coyote. There's our carcass. So we just track that. That's our kill. Second elk. So I'm just going to place my dog here. What I'm worried about here is him again spooking that animal. So I'm putting him in a distance between myself and the animal. Now I'm going to, you see he's headed kind of towards me. So I'm going to approach kind of to the right after I wait a second here. I take a shot. That's a miss. Clear miss. You see this is actually a very expensive bolt crossbow. The one that I used initially is one that is a pullback. It's got 5 lights on it, so it can be very challenging to utilize that. But this one I like because it's just a single fire bolt. It takes a long time to reload it with. Here's my second shot, miss. See how low it went there? So distance really plays a factor here. Trajectory, there's a hit. So I finally got one on the target. But if you look, he's moving at a very high rate of speed. That means you didn't hit a vital organ or anything like that. And I mean, he's gone. He's at this point, I'm just shooting into the wind. I even try the old trajectory shot here, and that failed miserably. So yeah, I mean, it just shows you how difficult it can be to hunt using the crossbow. You have to get at a very close distance to the target, and you also have to take advantage of the one shot. It's one shot with this one, with the bolt. So as you see there, the stats are not yet available for the animal you kill until you go back to the cabin. Now it's important that you go back to the cabin and not the lodge. Okay, if you go back to the lodge directly, you will not get credit for anything that you bag in the field. Let me say that again. You have to bag the animal in the field. It gets sent to your cabin. You must return to your cabin and claim your kills prior to returning to the lodge. Otherwise, you then lose those kills. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Again, right there, it doesn't give you any stats initially when you claim it. or when you bag it, I should say, it gives you the stats when you claim it at the cabin. Each of these areas have different fast travel capabilities. Right here's our second bighorn sheep. He's with a female. I was just following that female boar, which again, you cannot shoot any female animals in the game as far as big game. It'll give you like that red cross X. It'll tell you that you can. And it's penalized, I should say. You can, but you get fined. And if you see in this video, I actually do get fined a few times. It happens. But, you know, sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's just because your shot isn't that clean and you got to take down the animal and have that mercy kill and pay the fine for shooting it one too many times. So again, the game does try to teach you, like, to ensure your shots are clean. It teaches patience because you have to be patient before you take your shots. It rewards patience. So right here, I'm going to go after the sheep. This is actually where I get my trophy kill. So let's take a look here. So I'm approaching the sheep. And again, if you take your time and go slow, things happen. So if you look here, I'm just trying to get up over this ridge so I can take the shot on this one sheep. And because I'm crouching like this animal does not see me. Look at that hair right there. See him crossing in the front? I switch immediately to my bow. Boom! Done. And that's silent. So it does not spook the sheep. How awesome was that? So again, this is one of the things this game teaches you. You got to take your time, be patient. And now my dog jumps in the screen. I'm like, no, don't spook anybody. I love you to death, my grabber, but you can't do that. He's like, is that a rabbit? I've never seen a snowshoe hare before. So you see the stats are all blank on the right until we claim it. So now that we've got our snowshoe hare, we're going to head over and pop this sheep and take the second one home. That one, again, see female, so that turned red. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the right and over this ridge so I can get a clear sight line and see if I can't take the shot at about 140 yards or so. Here we go. Okie dokie, time for the old bag and tag. I'm going to bag him. The animal has been moved back to the cabin. And we're going to head back to the cabin, do a fast travel. First, I always like to mark what I find here. So I go up here. I'm going to look for the old bighorn sheep. And then over here, we got lucky with our Snowshoe Hare Trophy. So now we're going to go fast travel back to the camp. So see those camp tents? Those are the things you can fast travel to. You'll need to explore the map to unlock them. Once you find them on the map, you can fast travel to them at any point. I say again, at any point. So like sometimes if I see an elk far out in the distance, I can fast travel behind him using those. And it's very helpful. You can kind of corral animals into one area and then fast travel behind them, or scare them off into an area, fast travel behind them, run to a stand, get in the stand and pick them off. I've done that. It's a cool aspect to the game for sure. The ability to fast travel, without that, you wouldn't have. There's the elk. Take a look at that. 791 on the credits on that. Secondary elk 750. So there's our rabbit, or snowshoe hare, I should say. So he's going to be in the lodge from now on. We should name him. What do you want me to name my snowshoe hare? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Another really cool feature to this game is the fact that you do not have to pay for any ammunition. I just re-upped my ammo there for free, if you caught that. But I don't know about you, but that's awesome. I mean, if you don't have to pay for your bullets, I mean, that's pretty much fire at will, right? I mean, obviously, this game, they teach you not to do that. Things won't spawn, it'll be very difficult for you to get the different types of variety of animals, because a lot of times one animal leads to another in this game. So you do have to be aware and to not just pop off at will. It does teach you that. So again, here's an example of what I would do if I was just starting out. This is how I made my bread and butter in this game, was just coming to these ponds here at the Pawnee Meadows map. Purchase a shotgun, I think it's about 2,000 credits. The waterfowl shotgun, it's a camo shotgun, the one that I have here equipped. And these 3 ponds right here just pay out dividends. I mean, you come here, you get the 50 and the 70 credit license for the duck and the goose. That's it. So 120 credits invested. You can hunt 10 and 10, and each one when you bring back, you get thousands back in credits. So you get paid in this game when you bring back a full license. Okay? So some of them have 1, like a moose or a bear. If you hunt 1, you fulfill the license. Others have multiple, like a duck and goose have 10. So you have to fulfill killing 10 of them and bagging and claiming them before you get paid. So a lot of times people think, oh, I killed four ducks. How come I know how many credits? I thought I could buy a vest or, get a new weapon or something like that. But unfortunately, you have to fulfill the entire license obligation. So it does make it a little challenging, but at the same time, the ammunition's free. So all you have to do is come back to the cabin. You don't even have to go back to the lodge, just to the cabin, and you can load up on ammo. You can change your loadout, so you can switch between your weaponry. If you see an animal that you are not equipped to take down because you don't have the right ammunition, you just simply fast travel back to your cabin, change your loadout, and you can get right back out there to the location where you saw that animal, track it. The majority of the first times I played through, I tried to find all the fast travels because I thought those are very helpful. The fast travels, again, enable you to move around the map behind game, and if they're moving in a direction, you can shuffle them into a fast travel, per se. I've done that a couple times. It's been very helpful. So I would recommend that, especially in this particular map, because look, it's all wide open. It's like prairie. You just run around. From those tree stands you see in the distance, you can pretty much pick out the fast travel locations. And the cool thing about the map is they glow. So they'll shimmer or glow in a distance. If you get binoculars, it's definitely worth it because you can look at a distance from a tree stand and see any of those fast travel locations. Again, very worthwhile doing when you're first starting out, so that way you explore the entire area, you have the ability to maneuver around things, and you're familiar with the terrain. What hunter doesn't need to be familiar with the terrain? Alright, looks like we're going to be coming up on Murder Row. Murder Row, look at all the ducks and geese. Time to blast away. We're just going to use a scatter gun. 2 shots, 3 shots. That's a miss. What we got here? We got 1. Well, let's see what the dog pulls up. See, whenever you got that symbol there with the bone in the dog's mouth, that means he can go grab something for you. You just highlight that on your little L1 wheel, and the dog will go fetch. The only issue I've had with that, and I think you'll see here later on, is if you shoot outside the parameters of your license. So for example, if you already have 10 geese, and you shoot a goose, I should say, The dog will bring it to you when you fetch, but then you can't bag the animal. So the dog will have a difficult time fetching anything further because he'll continue to fetch the animal you can't bag. So here I'm just firing away. I have 4 shots left, I think. So I try to make the best out of these 4 shots. Whenever I get low like this on ammo, I always try to play a little game with myself, see how accurate I can be.
That's a good dog. Fetch. Such a good dog. Fetch it. Good job. Fetch that. Fetch and bring it back to me. Fetch and bring it back to me. Good dog. You did real good.
Okay, here we go again, back here claiming our animals. Just gonna go through all these ducks and geese, playing a little duck, duck, goose. Blue-winged teals, Ross's geese, blue-winged teals. And again, doesn't take much. The good thing is you don't have to fulfill all 10 before going back to the lodge. So right now I have 5 of 10 I could stop. And tomorrow come back and shoot another 5. It's fine. They don't make you do it all at once. Long shot. Got that one across the pond, as they say. I think upcoming here, we're gonna show a little bit about the fast travel technique here. So usually while my dog is out grabbing, what I like to do is I'll switch over to the long scoped gun, and that's why I kind of circle around a lot and I look at the horizon to see what's out there. Sometimes, as you can see, I come across elk. Some of the bigger animals stick out. But you can also catch some of the smaller animals. I think there's a bighorn sheep. So you see the direction I'm pointed in, and there's conveniently a tent. So I'll be able to fast travel to the tent as soon as my dog gets back with my kill, and I'll be able to take on that sheep. There it is, right there. Nice male. So that's kind of how the hunting works in this game, the dynamics. You don't really track much unless it's a kill that you've already shot. You can certainly utilize the pointers and the beagles to track smaller game. It is a little difficult because you have a fraction of a second when they notify you. So, I mean, in a way I would recommend them to track the animal, but then you're kind of left on your own to make your decision. And you'll see that kind of later when I hunt the moose. Oh, look at this. So that's the female. So I've just spawned here at the tent, and now I think this is where I do my little spin move. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, there we go. Boom, there he is. Pow, to the dome. And a second to confirm the kill. I was on top of it. That was a scalping. That's what that was. Alright, well that one was definitely a successful fast travel venture. I'm going to head back to the lodge here and check out that trophy hare. Let's take a look here. There he is. There's Peter Rabbit. Need a name for him. If you have a name, suggest me. I think we got Tom the turkey over here on the left, and we got a pheasant, but we need to name this snowshoe hare. You saw firsthand, he kind of scurried in from the right side of the screen when I was hunting those sheep. It's always amazing how each of these trophies have all been something like that, where like it wasn't something I went to hunt, it just came to me. Again, so every time you come back to the lodge, you always want to just confirm your licenses are accurate, up to date. You have all the licenses you need to do the hunting you need for the area you need, because you need to acquire different licenses in different areas. The area that I'm primarily highlighting in this video is right there in Colorado. So, always make sure you have those licenses acquired, because chances are, like most games, if you don't have the license or if you're out of the ammo, then they're going to spawn those type of animals just to kind of poke at you. It usually happens in this game when you're full. When you have 10 geese, 10 ducks, you'll get tons of geese and ducks spawning in front of you, laughing. Quack, quack. Are you laughing at me? How dare you laugh at me? Die!
Go fetch.
Get him, McGrabber. Get him!
Who's a good doggy? Fetch.
I want more, more, more. Bring me more. There we go. I think this is where I get crazy and just start shooting everything in the sky. I think it's Red Dead or something.
Bring it back to me.
Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, he's going out. So I still got a couple on the water. This is why it's important to have your dog bring you what you've shot already, because you do like me here and you just get hog wild. You go crazy. You see ducks, you just want to shoot the geese. They all need to die. I didn't even look at my license. I have 8 out of 10. Now I have 9 out of 10. And I've got several that are already down out there on the water that he's bringing me. So this will show you. I actually get fined quite a bit for this, I think. I think it's 3 animals, and each one is 250 credits, I want to say. So because of this little venture of mine, I ended up costing myself 750 credits or thereabouts. Because I ended up leaving 3 geese in the field unbagged. Yeah. So you see, I can't bag it. This animal cannot be bagged. Why did you shoot it? It's basically what it's telling me. So if I tell my dog to go grab a different one, he just comes right back to this and says, look, I brought this one.
That's a good dog.
So then, I mean, it's not the dog's fault, right? So then you're like, okay, I don't know what to do now. So you take your dog and you bring him to other locations on the map. And you try to get him to bring a different animal. But it still ends up being the same. So anyway, that's what happens. You get fined. So I'll get fined 750 for those 3 geese here, and I'm heading back to the lodge. Alright, back here at Fine City, we've got 6,600 left in credits, it looks like. I just had to rebuy that license. So we went from 1,400 down to 6,600 after we purchased those items. And now we're actually going out to the Roosevelt Forest. And this is the trail I was at. I was south of the cabin that you spawn at. And I was just coming down here looking for fast travels. I have yet to find a fast travel on this southern trail. So I was merely exploring with my dog Barker, I believe, is with me. And as you see here, we get a surprise visitor. Okay, so right there, that notification, those white notifications on your screen are critical because that's an actual animal. That's not the notifications on the ground of scat, of something that came by previous. This is an actual animal. Look at that! Shot to the head. Boom! Now see, the second shot looked solid to me. The first one, I kind of rushed it. I put a shot on it in between the tree line because it was coming at me. I was afraid I was going to spook it. It would come out and it would take off. The second shot, I got it as it was trailing, and I hit it like on the back spine line, so I figured that was a good shot. But you see here, I mean, he's running, and I tried to have my dog initially try to track him, and I was just going to follow the dog because the dog is still needs to upgrade its skills, But after a while, I became aware that the animal was moving way too fast for the dog to keep up, and I just needed to go directly to the animal. And so that's what I did. Sometimes you have to make those decisions. So you see here, and the moose, they move very quickly, so you really got to hustle. And I was tracking the bloodline, and the good thing is it was leaking at a good rate of speed, so it was leaving a good trail. But as you can see here, a couple times I come across where I get a glimpse. Take a look. Did you see that? If you missed it, it was in the bottom left corner of my rifle scope. He was just going through this area here. I mean, they move so fast. They're just big creatures in general, so their stride is huge. And so for you to catch them, it's going to take a lot. So you have to put that kill shot on them that makes them, like, done. So that's why having that shot be crucial. Be patient. Take it. Don't be like me here. I just rushed it because I really enjoyed seeing it, and I just wanted to pop off. But I got lucky. I'll be honest, I got lucky. The second shot was enough to leak them enough that I was able to track them, and that's where I'm able to just find them here. I end up right here by the top of this hill. He pops out again, and then I crest, and you'll see the shot. So keep your eyes to the top of this hill line here. Right at the top of the hill line. You'll see him pop out right there. See him? See him? Yeah, he moved just ever so slightly. So now I really have to hustle up to get to the top of this hill for one last try, right? So let's take a look. There it is. He gets dropped. We'll see that again. Boom. So as you can see, taking down a moose can be quite an adventure. I highly recommend that, again, you take your time with your shot. You let it evolve. Get the right sight line. Use the right ammo. And hopefully you get luckier than I am where you need a cigarette afterwards because you ran all across the map, right? But, hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If you have not played this game, hopefully this video brings a little insight and shows you what can be done. There's Bullwinkle. Got myself another Bullwinkle. What's the matter, you? Now I gotta bring my dog over and check out our Bullwinkle here and head back to the cabin. But yeah, if you found this video at all helpful, or you enjoyed the content, or for whatever reason, if you just like what you hear, please do hit the like button and subscribe. It helps the algorithm, helps the channel. So I do appreciate all the positivity and the feedback. And I'll catch you next time on Lionheart Gaming.